guys, so this video is going to be probably my longest video because it's going to have like all of my videos that I took on this trip. So it's going to be pretty long. So why do I keep saying so? Anyways, if you aren't prepared for a very long video that's probably just gibberish, click away. This is probably only going to get 2 views. So, just warning you. Guys, if you haven't seen my other short about going to Mount Rushmore, I am nowhere close to there yet. I was literally filming that like a day ago. I'm still on the way there, but I wanted to show you guys one of our pit stops and like a art thing that we stopped at, and I think it looks really cool. So look at this. It's the car hinge, I think is what it called.
Car hinge.
Yeah, car hinge. It's like, I think it's apparently like named after the Stonehenge. Like, can you see how it resembles it? But it's just cars and decorative cars. I think it looks cool. Look at this. These benches. Those are cute. Look at that. I'm just going to do something so you guys can read it later. Look at that.
Is that like the grizzly bear?
I took a picture of him in the car, but that was close enough for me.
Wow.
Check him out now, Mike.
No, he can be fine.
Look at this. There's pigeons up there.
Okay, what do you want? A picture? You want a picture of you in front of that one?
Wow. These are cool. Like, they're old cars. Look at that.
They're positioned just like the rocks in Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And they dedicated it on summer solstice, it said.
Cool.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. This is actually really cool.
So was this a little bit of a detour?
Yep.
Probably cost us about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not bad, huh?
No. These are made out of car parts, right?
That's right.
That's cool. I like it. Oh.
Yeah, so, or
Okay.
be this
Yeah.
crew.
Wow. Wow. Look at that tire right there. Oh my goodness. Hello, pigeon.
Tell my phone not running.
It's windy.
Go back sideways with it.
Sideways? Okay. These are like car parts, right? Car parts. Wow.
Are you on?
Look at that. Oh, wow. Didn't they say report any graffiti?
They said there was one white car that was you were allowed to do graffiti.
Oh. This is the only car that like people are allowed to graffiti on, so that's cool. We're heading back. Yeah. Hi.
That big one.
Guys, if you haven't seen my other short about going to Mount Rushmore, I am nowhere close to there yet. I was literally filming that like a day ago. I'm still on the way there, but I wanted to show you guys one of our pit stops and like a art thing that we stopped at, and I think it looks really cool. So look at this. It's the car hinge, I think is what it called.
Car hinge.
Yeah, car hinge. It's like, I think it's apparently like named after the Stonehenge. Like, can you see how it resembles it? But it's just cars and decorative cars. I think it looks cool. Look at this. These benches. Those are cute. Look at that. I'm just going to do something so you guys can read it later. Look at that.
Is that like the grizzly bear?
I took a picture of him in the car, but that was close enough for me.
Wow.
No, he can be fine.
Look at this. There's pigeons up there.
Okay, what do you want a picture? You want a picture of you in front of that one?
Wow. These are cool. Like, they're old cars. Look at that.
They're positioned just like the rocks in
In
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And they dedicated it on summer solstice, it said.
Oh, look
Look at that. Yeah.
at that. Look at that. This is actually really cool.
So was this a little bit of a detour?
Yep.
Probably cost us about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not bad, huh?
No. These are made out of car parts, right? That's cool. Oh.
Yeah, so, or okay. Be the crew.
Wow. Wow. Look at that tire right there. Oh my goodness. Hello, pigeon.
Tell my phone not working.
It's windy.
Go back sideways with it.
Sideways? Okay. These are like car parts, right? Car parts. Wow.
Are you on?
Look at that. Oh, wow. Didn't they say report any graffiti?
They said there was one white car that you were allowed to do.
Oh. This is the only car that like people are allowed to graffiti on, so that's cool. We're heading back.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Hi.
That big one.
Oh, wow. Do you guys want to know something? I am at Mount Rushmore. I don't think you'll be able to see it from this view, but
Who are you talking to?
look at that. Look at that. Wow.
Look at all these people wearing jackets. Yeah. They're pretty smart.
Look at that. Wind cave. Look at all those. We're going to be heading to the wind cave.
If the parking thing is gone.
Mount Rushmore National Memorial. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to be a nerd and to tell you guys a few fun facts about Mount Rushmore. So apparently, they wanted to do the faces also with the chest, and so, but they had to apparently like stop because it was. Look at that. Wow. Okay, sorry for the cutoff. So all of the presidents were supposed to have waist down in detail, but they didn't have enough money, so Washington is the only president that has any detail below the neck. So I think that's very cool. Are those all of the state flags? Wow. Oh, I see Arizona.
Arizona flag?
Yep. Rushmore workers. Wow. Oh, look at that. Wow. Birdies. Hi. Look at that. So yeah, now I can see how Washington is the only one that has any detail below the neck. All of the other ones don't. I think that's a pretty cool fun fact. And like, his chest isn't even finished yet, so.
Where do we go?
Take the elevator.
Okay, I already went on a shopping haul, but I'm going to. Okay, yeah. And so I'm going to show you guys the stuff like whenever I can, and I'll put that like after this, even though it might be like a day or two after. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Is that dry?
Right there. That's wet. Okay.
That's wet there.
So this is dry.
Yeah, dry there.
I'm Rachel Lindsay.
Wet.
Oh,
If
that's
it's
wet.
not paid for parking, there are numerous places to do so. Pay
How about right
stations
there?
are located beneath the first archway, in the Carver's Cafe, in the gift shop, and on the lower levels of the parking structure. During this evening's ceremony, if you need a park ranger, one is located at the front desk of the Lincoln Boarding Visitor Center, located underneath the Grandview Terrace. The ceremony begins in the daylight and ends in the dark, so please keep track of your personal possessions, and especially your children. If you plan to separate from your group, please identify a specific time.
Join in singing America's national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, voice so proudly we heard, at the twilight's last gleaming, used by stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, towards the red we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were clear, the bombs bursting in air. It grew through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we will retreat the colors for the evening. Show them our appreciation for their service one more time. This concludes the evening's lighting ceremony. Thank you all so much for coming and have a great evening.
Thank you. Woo-hoo. Do you guys want to know something? I am at Mount Rushmore. I don't think you'll be able to see it from this view, but oh, look at that. Look at that. Wow.
Look at all these people wearing jackets. Yeah. They're pretty smart.
Look at that. Wind cave. Look at all those. We're going to be heading to the wind cave.
If the parking thing is gone.
Mount Rushmore National Memorial. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to be a nerd and to tell you guys a few fun facts about Mount Rushmore. So apparently, they wanted to do the faces also with the chest, and and so, but they had to apparently like stop because it was. Look at that. Wow. Okay, sorry for the cutoff. So all of the presidents were supposed to have waist down in detail, but they didn't have enough money, so Washington is the only president that has any detail below the neck. So I think that's very cool. Are those all of the state flags? Wow. Oh, I see Arizona. I see Arizona.
Arizona flag?
Yep. Rushmore workers. Wow. Oh, look at that. Wow. Birdies. Hi. Look at that. So yeah, now I can see how Washington is the only one that has any detail below the neck. All of the other ones don't. I think that's a pretty cool fun fact. And like his chest isn't even finished yet, so.
Where do we go?
Take the elevator.
Okay, I already went on a shopping haul, but I'm going to. Okay, yeah. And so I'm going to show you guys the stuff like whenever I can, and I'll put that like after this, even though it might be like a day or two after. I don't know, but yeah.
Influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Is that dry?
Right there. That's wet. Okay.
That's wet there.
So this is dry.
Yeah, dry there.
I would like to welcome you all to Mount Memorial. I'm Rachel Lindsay.
Wet.
Oh, that's
It's
wet.
not paid for parking. There are numerous places to do so. Pay
How about right
stations
there?
are located beneath the first archway, in the Carver's Cafe, in the gift shop, and on the lower levels of the parking structure. During this evening's ceremony, if you need a park ranger, one is located at the front desk of the Lincoln Boarding Visitor Center, located underneath the Grand View Terrace. The ceremony begins in the daylight and ends in the dark, so please keep track of your personal possessions, and especially your children. If you plan to separate from your group, please identify a specific time.
Join in singing America's national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, voice of proudly we heard, at the twilight's last gleaming, whose stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, towards the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, it proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we will retreat the colors for the evening. Show them our appreciation for their service one more time. This concludes the evening's lighting ceremony. Thank you all so much for coming and have a great evening.
Woohoo!
Trees with Block Roosevelt's.
Come on, Mario.
Yeah, in 2 years. Oh, you can see they got a,
Oh.
look at bears
Wow.
back here. Are there bears back here?
Look at that.
It's kind of framed, huh?
Yeah.
To see you. It is a beautiful day. My name is Sequoia Crosswhite. I am an enrolled member of the Cheyenne River Lakota tribe. I'm a direct descendant of two chiefs, Chief War Eagle and Chief Swift Cloud. And the last thing I said to you is that I come to you with a warm heart and a warm handshake. So to start off this afternoon's presentation, I'd like to sing for you a song that was composed after World War I. I'd like to acknowledge out of all of the wonderful diversity that we have in America, that Native Americans have served the most United States military. The song I'm going to sing for you this afternoon is the Lakota American Flag Song. So if there's any veterans or anybody still serving, I would love to sing it in your honor and thank you for your service. I just told you that I'm a direct descendant of two chiefs, Chief War Eagle and Chief Swift Cloud. But I'm also a very, very, very proud grandson of a grandfather who flew 96 missions in a P-47 and became a lieutenant colonel in the United States Air Force. And I sing in his honor as well. After I'm done singing the song, I'll give you the translations of the lyrics, and then I'd like to acknowledge a few more American heroes. But of course, if I'm acknowledging American heroes, I can be here all day long because we have so many different skin tones and backgrounds, but all American. So here is the Lakota American Flag Song. Hey So the lyrics of the song simply state that there's a grandfather to the east. This grandfather has a pole that stands up tall. On that pole, there's a flag that waves without end. It says standing underneath that flag will bring strength and unification to the people. So the last lyrics of the song, the last lyrics that the warrior composed, he said, Le chamu alo. I will do this. I will stand underneath this flag and bring strength and unification to the people. And when we think of our great American flag and our great American country, we need to think of some of our great American heroes. So I challenge the Americans that are up here this afternoon, who can tell me the name of the casualty of the first casualty of our American Revolutionary War? Oh, yes.
Crispus Attucks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being an American patriot. Were you the one that told him?
I sure was, yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so I have to give you guys some insights here. I wear a lot of hats in this world. Most importantly, the one is I'm a father, but I'm also a musician who does a lot of international travels, and I'll give you my music spiel at the end if you got time. But in my international travels, I learn about people's countries, their history, their language. They want to know about American culture, American history, American stuff. What? And if I said the name William Tell, you guys would know the name William Tell. That's the man who shot the apple off of his son's head because he wouldn't bow down to an Austrian governor or noble, right? That happened in Switzerland in the 1200s. Our country was established in the 1700s. And thankfully, you're one of the only Americans who knows that name, and I'm so appreciative of it. To understand that the first blood that was spilled for our country to be established came from an individual who had his own business and his own shipping company, okay, in the 1700s in Boston, Massachusetts. His mother was Wampanoag. Wampanoag were the people that helped the separatists who were escaping religious freedom from England, better known as the Thanksgiving story. That's where his mother's people came from. His father's people came from Africa. He was mixed African and native blood and had his own business and shipping company successful in the 1700s in Boston, Massachusetts. Already living that American dream without any civil rights going on. That was the blood that was spilled to start our country. That great American hero, that tribal citizen, was Crispus Attucks. So let's remember that. So when people ask about where we come from, I like to tell them that I come from a country called Perseverance. Because we tend to be crabs in a bucket, where we're pulling each other down a lot, but there's always one individual that miraculously shines for the rest of the world to see. The next great American hero I'd like to acknowledge comes from the time of 1912 Olympics in Stockholm, Sweden. This great American hero won almost every single event in the decathlon. The King of Sweden called him the greatest athlete in the world. He did almost all of these victories wearing 2 shoes of 2 different sizes and 2 socks of 2 different sizes. Why? Because his own American teammates took his running equipment from him before the event started, and they caught him frantically digging in the trash can to find some stuff so he could participate in the events. But he did it, and he won. Later on, when he came home to America, America took all of his gold medals away from him. Why? Because he played a little semi-pro baseball. The other thing I want people to keep in mind is, did they have airplanes in 1912? No, they took a ship over to Stockholm, Sweden. Do you think this individual got to stay in the nice quarters with the rest of the Olympians? No, he had to train in the most worst conditions. But he did it. And he proved just to be like a buffalo in a blizzard, to keep going and to keep moving. But as he came home and he lost all of his gold medals, did it stop him? No. And if he didn't go through the things he did, guess what? We wouldn't have the American football that we like to watch to this day. The truth be told is this great American hero was the first president of the NFL. And if you are a college football player to this day and you're so good enough you receive an award with this man's name on it, you're guaranteed first draft into the NFL. This great American athlete is the only American athlete to play all 3 professional sports. He played professional baseball, professional basketball, and professional football. And forgive me for my collage that came off of my desk in my classroom this last year. But that great American hero and that tribal citizen, his name is Jim Thorpe. And there's the 2 shoes and 2 socks that he wore when he was competing in those events. I warned you I could be here all afternoon. Let's have a few more. Anybody ever wore 2 different size shoes? Let alone try to run any race or throw some stuff? The next great American hero comes from the same time period. He's considered the fastest swimming human being in all of the world. But some don't want to acknowledge him because of his skin tone. So he joins the American swim team. While he's over here in America, he gets homesick. What do you like to do at home? Something that nobody in the whole world had ever seen except for where he was from until he brought it over here. He cut down a tree and he carved out a surfboard. And he showed everybody in America and California at the time how to surf. They called it the Big Kahuna. Now when we think of surfing, what comes to mind? I think America all over, right? And rest in peace to one of our greatest American songwriters, Brian Wilson, who came from a group called what? The Beach Boys. Sang about what? Surfing USA. Surf girls, this whole surf culture. I could talk to you because I told you I'm a musician, so I love guitar and I love Dick Dale, that surf guitar, that sound, that whole culture that still exists to this day, roots from a native being denied his own natural ability. Then when we think about surfing, what came from surfing? Skateboarding, we came from skateboarding. Snowboarding, we came from snowboarding. Wakeboarding. All four of those sports are in the Olympics now. And it roots from a native and a great American hero that they call the Duke of Hawaii. And that's the first surfboard. And Australia loved him so much that they made a gigantic statue of him over there because he brought surfing to Australia. So it's good to know our roots. And be surprisingly enough, a lot of our roots are native roots. So many of you already have Thanksgiving dinner already, right? We all do, most of us anyways. And you think about what you eat at that table. Did you know about 90% of all that stuff was the same thing that they were eating at the very first Thanksgiving? That's one thing to keep in mind. What's the last berry that we harvest before fall?
Cranberry.
Well, we learned that from the Wampanoags, right? Was there cranberries over in Europe, where there's a lot of fruits that are over here that did not exist over in Europe. All right, the next great American hero comes from the time period of World War II Olympics. Many Americans are very familiar with the statue of the Marines perseverantly pushing up our American flag to ensure our victory on the island of Hiroshima that day. But what a lot of Americans don't realize, that one of those Marines that was pushing that up was a Pima Indian named Ira Hayes. And if you want to know about his life, all you have to do is listen to a little Johnny Cash. And understand that Ira is a very, very proud Marine, proud of his service that he did for this country, proud to be an American. Before he went into the military, he suffered a lot of historical trauma. And then those who've been in the military understand that there's trauma that you get from serving the military. When he came home, he suffered a lot of prejudice from his own people for the service that he did. So I use Ira as a reminder that I've had the wonderful opportunity to meet some of his relatives and to remind you guys up here that while you're in the communities here, and you might see some of my relatives who are wandering around who are lost, keep in mind, some of those individuals have served our country and are suffering the same things that Ira's went through. Now the next great American hero, still alive to this day and inspiring people all over the world, and he was born right here in South Dakota. He just had a birthday a couple weeks ago. He's 87 years old now. This great American hero in 1964 was the first American to ever win the 10,000 meter race. Guess what? In 2025, he's still the only American who's ever won that 10,000 meter race. That great American hero, and I'm proud to say a friend of mine, and forgive me for a small picture, the great American hero, his name is Billy Mills. And if you ever want to know about his life, just look up a movie called The Running Brave. It was made into his life experiences. All right, and the last one I have represents a group that has been belittled since the beginning of our country as a war tactic. They made this group seem like you could simply trade, take, or obtain as many as you possibly can handle. Why would you want to make this group seem weak and unhealthy? Because if they're weak and unhealthy, they give birth to weak and unhealthy warriors. And they give birth to weak and unhealthy leaders. And forgive me if I seem emotional. The group I'm talking about is our native women. And understand that these lodges right here, they're owned by the women. They were put up by the women. The women went out into the forest They cut down those lodge posts. They scraped the bark off of those trees and made that shape it to a home. It belonged to them. These men could say anything they want to. We know who made the final decision once they entered inside that lodge. Let me give you another insight about what this great American hero wanted people to know. We never married within our bands, our tribes. We always mixed our blood. That's why we had healthy human beings. Each one of these groups all have different tribal bloods in them. But when we're put out to reservation, we're given a card with blood quantum on them. And what does that blood quantum encourage? For people to be with their own people so then their children could say that they're a full blood, which we never went by that. And we know what happens when those two codes of genes happen to each other. Another thing that I'd give you aside, some other tribes in the area might have participated in this, but not my tribe. You might see a manipulation of a picture of Tatanka Yotanke, one of our greatest American heroes here, and he's sitting and it says Sitting Bull and his many wives. I'll tell you who's in that picture. There's a woman standing right behind Sitting Bull. That's his one wife. The woman sitting next to his wife is his wife's sister who had lost her husband and had moved in because she survived. The woman sitting right next to him, the old woman, that's his mother, who's an Arikara, who's not a Lakota. She comes from a different tribe. Like I told you, we all mixed our tribes. And then the two girls next to that are his daughters. Another insight, too, is that when we got together and we married, it was a very special thing. It's still a special thing to this day. Except we got to all, I think the universal thing is you got to have that approval of the father, because as fathers, the daughters are pretty proud, right? You got to make sure you're going to take care of our little girl. So when this happens, they'd have the ceremony and they would take a smidgen. They'd just take a scraping of each other's arm. Just a little scrape, a little scratch. And they'd take that little piece of skin and they'd put it into a little bag like this. And they'd hang it from a tree. And they know each other by names, but they never say each other's names after that. They'd only say one term in Lakota, one term only. They would say, Mahasani, 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 Mahasani. Mahasani translated into English means my other skin, my other flesh. Two flesh becoming one. We've been practicing that for thousands and thousands of years. See how high standards we have? If we didn't have high standards, I would not, I couldn't speak my language to you to this day. I would not be here existing to this day if we didn't have those high standards. And to represent those high standards, this great American hero, she did the best she could. And if you guys like my character and my presentation so far this afternoon, I'd like to honor, because I am a grandma's boy and I'm a mama's boy and I miss them so much. And I'd like to honor all the mothers and the grandmothers and the aunties that are here by playing one of my grandmother's favorite melodies, and then I'll acknowledge this great American hero and share some language with you. And I encourage any kind of curiosities you might have, any questions you might have, and understand that there's a reason why the National Memorial would provide me a nice shade and a nice area here to do my presentation. So here's for all the mothers, the aunties, and the grandmothers. And for my grandmothers, a grandson would ask, for back in the day, would ask if, it seems like all the women are doing all the work around here. Mm-hmm. My grandma would snap at you and say, yes, because we want it done right. And this great American hero, she was born in the late 1800s in the height of the boarding schools. She was sent to Carlisle Indian Boarding School in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. She'd like to see the treatment she was receiving. She'd like to see the treatment that the children were receiving. She wanted to make a difference. How do you make a difference in this country? You join the system. So she went and got her higher education, and she became a teacher at the school. While receiving her higher education, she also became a musician. She became so good at playing the violin that the President of the United States asked her to come to Washington, D.C. to play for him. I think it's a lot of achievements. She is still to this day the first and the only Lakota woman to ever compose an opera that has been performed in New York City on Broadway. Her publications, her writings can still be found in libraries all over the world today. She goes by the penmanship of Zitkala Shah, which means Red Bird Woman. But the last years of her life are the true American perseverance story. She spent the last years of her life living in Washington, D.C., fighting for two groups to have civil rights. Most Americans are not familiar with this fact, but a lot of my grandparents were not even citizens of the United States until 1924. So the song I sang for you earlier came from after World War I. That is to inform you that a lot of those soldiers who were native were not even citizens of the United States, but fought just as hard and fought just as proud. Who else got the right to vote in the 1920s in this country? Come on, speak it out loud. What?
Women.
Say it loud, right?
Women.
Right, because you know that there's still countries around the world that women have no rights at all, right? And let's be honest, as Americans, at first it was just European descent women, but then in the 60s, all women got the right to vote, right? We have to be honest. But one of those champion women who was very good friends with Susan B. Anthony spent the rest of her years of her life ensuring that all human beings had civil rights in Washington, D.C., was a Lakota woman named Zitkala Shah, which means Red Bird Woman. Her English name is Gertrude Simmons Bonner, and she is definitely a great American hero and a tribal citizen. And if you're curious about her life, you can look her up at in Washington, D.C., because she's buried at Arlington Cemetery. And she would tell you that not only does she represent her nation, but she represents the woman nation, and no man can hold her back. So with that, I'd like to share some Lakota language with you. As you see the sign, it says Lakota, Nakota, Dakota. It doesn't say Sioux Indian Village. Sioux is not a part of our language. Malakota, Nakota, Dakota. Sioux means snakes and enemies. Lakota, Nakota, and Dakota means friends and allies. See the big difference of those terminologies. This phrase I want to teach you guys, we've been saying it for thousands and thousands of years. And I truly feel that you all know it because the Creator has written it on all of your hearts. You just have to accept it. Can you guys all say Mitakuya?
Mitakuya.
Oyasi.
Oyasi.
Mitakuya?
Mitakuya.
Oyasi.
Oyasi.
And I'm a certified language teacher, so I do know 3 times could lead to some retainment here. So Mitakuya?
Mitakuya.
Oyasi.
Oyasi.
And what Mitakuya Oyasi literally translates into English is, no matter what color skin tone you have, hair color, or eye color, we are all related. So we don't judge each other by what we look like or where we come from, but we judge each other by our character, because that's what truly counts. And remember, all life is sacred and precious. And we don't have a word in Lakota for goodbye, because we don't believe in goodbye. We believe life is a mimela, a circle that never ends. When we depart from friends, loved ones, new relatives, we say the term doksha. Can you guys say doksha?
Doksha.
One more time, doksha.
Doksha.
All right, 3 times repayment, doksha.
Doksha.
Doksha simply means I will see you later. So doksha ake wachi akik talo. Lea batukile lila washte ahap. Wo pila tanka e chicha. Thank you guys so much for coming up to listen today.
Woo-hoo!
I told you I was a direct descendant of 2 chiefs, Chief Warrigal and Chief Swiftcloud. If you ever go to Sioux City, Iowa, you see there's a statue of a chief holding a pipe across the Missouri River and the Big Sioux River. That is Chief Warrigal. If you look at this young man in the face and look at me in the face, you're going to see a lot of similarity. This is Warrigal's grandson, and I'm his great-great-grandson. This picture was taken in 1885. This is Chief Hump, the son of Chief Hump. My great-great-grandfather's name was Good Voice. Both are related to Tashunka Waitiko, the crazy voice. Also said I was descendant of Chief Swiftcloud, who was also at the Battle of Little Bighorn with Crazy Horse, Sitting Bull, Gull, Rain in the Face. And along with them, if you weren't here earlier, was my great-great-grandmother, was running around there at 9 years old. She was 9 years old at the Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876, and she lived to be 102. So if you're curious about where I share my language and my knowledge from, it comes from my grandmothers and my grandfathers. So thank you guys so much.
Yoo-hoo! Bye. Bye.
That's 35 up here. What do you want for dinner tonight?
So this is like a literal sculpture in the making. You guys can see like the hand, the fingernails and stuff, and then the face. Wow, that's detailed. You guys can also see like the crane and stuff. They're also drawing on the area between his arms. That is sick, bro. Sick. Wow. Look at that. In a video.
Okay. He's coming.
Look at that.
He's coming. There's a big engine. Here it comes.
Oh.
You were what?
Hello, choo-choo train. Wow. Hi.
Now watch this. Watch these. Watch him switch this one line. This one will come first.
Doing everything he's got to feed.
Explaining to me, though.
Watch the track. I didn't see it.
See, it
Oh, that
scooted more
opens
this
up and
way.
this moves. It was just right here.
Ah,
And then that'll go. I see.
so what moved? Just the very
Very tips, right? It's just tied to a crank there. It pulled it over this way, so there's a gap there so it can go on the outside rail. And it pulled this one in so it'll stay on the that rail. Pretty neat.
putting water in it.
Yeah.
Oh, we can go board.
Wow. That's it.
That one's not on. We gotta go to our sign.
Is this one ours? Okay.
H-A-R-N-E-Y.
We're down there. Second class one.
What are we looking at? We are.
Dinosaurs, the rich culture of the Lakota Sioux, the excitement of the gold rush, and the thrill of the Old West. During your trip on the 1880 train, we will discover some of these epic legends together, and we will also look at the plants, animals, and geology that make up this timeless land.
They're gonna tell us about stuff.
The first official train operated on the Black Hills Central Railroad on August 18, 1957. The route was nicknamed the 1880 train, as it was likened by Bill Heckman, the original owner, to riding the train in the 1880s. Robert and Joanna Warder bought the Black Hills Central Railroad in 1990 and upgraded many of the cars, engines, and facilities. The Black Hills Central Railroad continues to provide what was initially envisioned, a place where new generations can experience a steam locomotive and relive the vital role that railroads played in the development of this country. It is called the Drover's Way car. Ranchers and stockholders that accompanied their cattle during shipment to the market.
No, that's the there's a baby somewhere.
She didn't even flinch when the somebody's ring camera caught it. No electricity, no water.
Look at all those piles of wood. I see deer.
What do you see?
The deer. See it?
Another deer?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a couple of them.
There are?
One's laying down.
Oh. I got it on camera.
Good job.
Oh, look at that broken thing.
Look at that big pile of wood.
Oh, wow.
The view to your left is dominated by Black Elk Peak, formerly Hardy Peak, the highest point between the Rocky Mountains and the Alps.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Between the Rocky Mountains and the Alps. Did you hear that?
No.
That peak right out there.
That what?
See now, the high peak over there is the highest peak between the Rocky Mountains and the Alps over in Europe.
Oh, wow.
That's the high point in South Africa. So grandmother and grandpa hiked to the top of that.
Oh.
You are approaching the top of 10 Mill Hill, so because a huge tin processing facility was erected here by the Hardy Peak Company. As we descend 10 Mill Hill, you'll notice the track gets quite steep. The grade of the track indicates between 4 and 6%, making this one of the steepest railroads in the United States. This puts considerable strain on the locomotive when departing Hill City for Keystone.
So what's the elevation of Black Elk Peak?
Okay, I'll ask that question.
No, Black Elk Peak.
You said
What's the elevation? 7,242.
how long would it take to be like Yeah.
what I just got. I just got an official Labubu. It said Pop Mart on it. It is official. I asked the cashier. It had Pop Mart on it. So my first Labubu. Not a Lufufu. Or at least I don't think. It's not a Lufufu, so I will unbox it in a future short, but I want to get home first. But yes, let me show you the Labubu. I got this guy. So I will do an ASMR unboxing, but yeah, in the future short, so.
What you're seeing right now, folks, the photon is when the
So the water goes down from there inside the steam engine, and they turn the water into steam.
There she goes.
So many hooks and crevices, I just want to climb inside.
Yeah, you don't want to touch them though, huh?
All the sparkly dirt, so you just imagine all the water coming in, bring a bunch of these little sparkles, little minerals that are not naturally found in our cave and are also worth absolutely nothing, so they're not worth like collecting. So yeah, make up a bunch of little flakes of minerals and all that. They're glow, kind of like sparkly. So you can just imagine you're crawling through here. Eventually, after crawling through here for like 2 or 3 hours, you get out and you're like a sparkly princess or prince and all that. So yeah, we do have a little, I say shortcut to the exit tunnel. It's like about a 6 to 8 inch hole. I don't even think I can get fit through there, but if you do somehow fit through there, you'll drop about 10 to 15 feet on your head. So no, not only is it a basically shortcut to the exit tunnel, it's also a shortcut to heaven. So yeah, a little shortcut to the exit tunnel. Does anyone want to try?
Me.
I'm joking. No, I won't. No. I was really joking. But you guys got any questions at all? All good to continue? All right, perfect. You guys can follow me again. Make sure you guys watch your head and watch your step. I've seen you like 8 times. Alright, so right over here we have some brachiopods. These are these shells that made through limestone. If you want to come down, take a look, take a picture. But these are over 300 million year old basically clams. So these are the ancient ancestors to the modern day clam. And this is again called brachiopods, or what made the limestone. They're just like little seashells. Once you're done looking, taking a picture and all that, we have some benches in the next room. You can take a CR. He seriously went to the back.
Yeah.
I was joking.
Oh, he's very literal.
Yeah.
We've got 2 brachiopods.
He's telling a Spanish joke, it's fine.
Wait, he can speak Spanish?
How many jokes?
He's like, guess what? You literally don't.
See that little brachiopods? These are over 300 million years old. Kind of in between, maybe just 2.5. But basically, it took a very long time to get to this point. So they're like, hey, how are we going to make sure everyone knew we made it? Oh, I don't know. Since we got a pocket knife, because again, there were a bunch of black bears and mountain lions back then, so they kind of had a little pocket knife. They would take it out, and then they would scratch their name or initials in the ceiling. And so now we have like Tom in here, we have LBL, CM, I'm pretty sure we have a BS for Britney Spears. And she did it again. Over here, we have an I do. So yeah, there's a bunch all around. I'm pretty sure there was a Ben somewhere, but I cannot remember where it was. I don't know. I know there's Tom, but I don't know where Ben was.
I want to see Tom.
But then when I was looking for it, there was a person that was standing like right there. And it's like, hey, I'm right here. Because his name was Ben. But yeah, now I'm gonna talk about the minerals in this room. But are you guys all? Do you guys understand like the name, all the scratches and all that? Yep. All right, perfect. So first mineral I'm gonna talk about. If you goes all the way back to the first room, back in the Mississippian period, during that time, the water level actually dropped significantly, allowing basically just limestone to be exposed to the surface. Cracks started to open, dirt filled in those cracks, and basically put about 200, 300 feet of dirt was above the limestone, and eventually the water level went way back up, pushed away all that dirt, and except actually for the dirt in the cracks. So when the limestone basically pushed on and started to kind of grow and kind of form on top of these little cracks, it crushed this dirt down, or this kind of mud, into paleokarst, which is like really hard mud. That's really it. And it's actually harder than the limestone around it. So if you do see any kind of orangish reddish stuff sticking out of the walls or ceilings, kind of like that stuff right up there, that is Mississippian paleokarst, because of only the Mississippian period. So yeah. There is a little bit more to it, but I kind of tried to simplify it as much as I can. Basically, cracks open, dirt in, put stuff on top, squish. Next thing I'll point out is paleo fill. This is actually a bunch of dirt that filled in the cracks during that Black Hills uplift, or kind of after it, again, about 60 million years ago to about, I think about 55 million years ago, around that area. Basically, all these cracks opened up from that freezing water, again, that kind of basically dissolved into water. Eventually, this crack got filled in with a bunch of dirt, and this is also what the chimneys look like on the inside. Go back down to that softball size hole. They go up and down, left and right, which is why you have no animals, because it's basically like a maze, but you cannot see no food or water. You basically die on the way through here. So that's why I have no animals. But eventually, the water came through our cave, reacted with it, making this kind of orangish stuff underneath it, which is basically just rust, cave rust, iron oxide, or basically the same stuff you'll find in your car. Next thing is this purple stuff right here, black stuff here and here. The black stuff is manganese, the purple stuff is manganese oxide. And I'm not too sure why it does this. I don't know a whole lot about manganese, but what I do know, and what the most important thing to know about this is, if you were to touch this, it would actually stain your finger purple for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then if you try to get that purple stuff off of your finger by basically rubbing on your clothes, it would permanently stain your clothes purple. So do not touch it. I will catch you red-handed, or in this case, I'll catch you purple-handed, or purple-clothed. Yeah. So yeah, don't touch it. Do you guys have any questions about any of the things in this room? Yes.
I see a few more names. Am I able to point them out to you?
I mean, there's hundreds of names. I kind of didn't know there's a bunch over here. So.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, like, there's more names, but
Yeah.
I mean, we already have 400 like right up here.
Oh.
You have a question?
What's the X for?
Where?
Right there.
Oh, right up there?
Yeah.
Probably someone just put it there as like graffiti. See how they do? Instead of like scratching the name in, they probably just put a little X. Or that was a marking when they were coming through here. I'm not too sure why it's there. It was probably just, it was either one, someone came through here, kind of marked that in here, or there was a whole reason, because they might have been, at one point last year, they were documenting and trying to get like a full 3D image of the cave. So they had like a bunch of little lasers all around, so that might have been like an area where they kind of marked to kind of do some stuff. So I'm not too sure why, but that was probably why. Someone just came in here and wrote it up there. So yeah, do we have any other questions, or are we all ready to continue? All right, perfect. Then you guys can follow me, and make sure you guys watch your head and watch your step. Okay, come back. There's just another tour in there.
Hey, what's that level?
This one?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you wouldn't really want to because there's like not even steps in there. But that's just another little passageway because if we were doing a tour every 15 minutes, if we were on time, we would be going in, another tour would be coming out at the same time. There'd be a huge traffic jam. So, if you go in, you go in this way, they come out this way, and then boom, no traffic jam. Or you'd be in here and they could just kind of sneak around us going over here. So, yeah. There's no hole, it's just a little edge kind of thing. Yeah. Do you have any other questions before I talk about this room? A little bit? Alright, so this is as far as you go until about 1920. So when people got to this point, if they had maybe some food or water, they would come to this point, maybe drink, eat some food, maybe even take a nap, or pull out their deck of cards, play some like poker or something like that with their friends, or maybe just some solitaire if they're by themselves. Maybe light some candles and kind of just chill out in here. And when they would do that, since they couldn't really do anything in here, and weren't really anything to look at, they would just kind of, you just imagine them, since the kind of floor was right here, just imagine laying on the dirt and looking up the ceiling and be like, hey, I see an image, which is why we call this room the image room, because there's a bunch of images all around. So, if you guys look right back over here, we have an ice cream cone.
Oh, yeah.
You see, we got the ice cream up here, and the cone right here. So this is our Rocky Road ice cream, because it's made of rock. If you guys look up there, we have an elephant. See, we got the ear right here, the eye, the trunk, and the mouth. We used to have some algae up there, so it looked like it was eating some plants. Right over here, we have a squirrel. You see, we got the head right up there, the acorn or whatever it's eating, the body, and the tail. And do any of you guys remember Alf? We have Alf back there. So you got like the nose. If you don't know who Alf is, we have a pig's nose and pig's head back there.
Where's Alf?
Or we have Alf. You see, you got like his nose
Oh,
right there.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people are like, who's Alf? You mean like Alvin? I'm like, no. Different show. And then the last one we'll point out right here. This is our duck's foot. You can kind of see like the toe 1, 2, and 3, and the actual foot. And it said that millions and millions of years ago, a duck stepped in a quack, and that's how this formed. So yeah, this is also more of that paleokarst. And not an actual, a duck didn't actually step in here.
I see
There
some
weren't any
cotton
ducks back there.
candy.
That's an awful big duck.
Yeah. I mean, if that was a duck, that'd be like
What do you see?
twice, maybe 3 times the size of a turkey.
Cotton
Be
candy.
nice Thanksgiving dinner if that was a real duck. But now I'll talk about who came through here during 1920. I said earlier, this is as far as you go till 1920. During that time, a man named Virgil Williams came to this point. He was looking for more cave, which is why I call him the Scrooge of cave, because he cared nothing about the images, only cared about finding more cave, just like how Scrooge cared nothing about Christmas, only cared about getting more money. Kind of similar. He didn't actually, I mean, he probably did look at the images and all that, but I kind of think it's fine. But when he did look for more cave, you guys look at that wall right there. You guys notice right in the middle there is a little line. This is a sign that flowing water actually went down deeper into a cave, which meant there had to be more cave in another section. And he was right. So after he came back through here with some more maybe shovels, some more food, water, maybe even a sleeping bag, and maybe some more lights, he started digging. He dug for about 2.5 days, dug about 50 feet, and eventually did find another section. And he put all his dirt right here because, I mean, he didn't want, you guys probably couldn't even haul it all out before you just die from exhaustion because you'd have to make hundreds of trips. Each trip would be 5 hours to go in and out, and you'd also have a bunch of dirt with you. No, it would not be fun at all. It would have taken him like years to do that. So he put all his dirt right here. And that's actually what we do in other areas. So if you can't, you just put shit off to the side. So yeah, you can't really call him lazy. But before we do explore this next room, I do have to warn you, this room does have a lot of stairs. Most of them are a little slippery because there's a bunch of little formations in there that are still growing. Well, some of them are a little large, And they actually grow through basically water kind of dripping down, which means once the water gets in, it can't get out. It basically attaches to everything, including the handrails and the stairs, which means it's very slippery, and the handrails are a little wet, but you can still get a good grip, and they are a little cold. And it's better to have cold hands, little wet hands, than a broken leg, an entirely cold body, because you fell down the stairs, broke your leg, and maybe even died. Yes, it is a little gruesome, but it can happen. It is pretty dangerous, so make sure you use the handrails wherever you do go in this room. You'll either be a handrail to your right, left, or on both sides at the same time. Make sure you use them. Do you all understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Does anyone have any questions at all?
Not a question.
All right, so, yeah.
But it kind of looks like a bird. Right there.
Yep, I totally see it.
There's also cotton candy.
Yeah, there's much more. Wait, don't you guys want to go see cool formations now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Follow me. But in this room, I have technically three rules. Rule number 1, be safe. Use the handrails. 2, do not touch anything. And 3, don't go wandering off and stay in the group. That's it. You can like scream over me and like cry and all that and like shine lights in my face. Just
I can't?
don't go anywhere. I mean, if you want. We all good? Perfect. Follow me. So make sure you guys watch ahead and watch your step.
Use your hands and make sure you wander off.
I want to wander off. Whew. Cool.
Steps. 4.38 miles, and I've done 43 flights of stairs climbing.
Oh, we got choices. Which way do we go?
Well, we're gonna go up this way, and then we're gonna do a big loop and come down. Unless you don't want to do the big loop, you can just tuck here and then go up there. And then just
Big loop.
Big loop. All right, perfect. So this is the room that Virgil Williams found. Actually, I'm gonna take a seat because we got enough room. But if you guys do not know, if you find a room in a cave, you get to name it. So you just imagine Virgil Williams, after digging for so long, got to this room and he knew he had to name it something. So you may think that he named it about the formations, but he did not. He actually named it about the size of this room and named this room the Big Room. I mean, it is a pretty big room, so it kind of makes sense. But as you can see, especially on the ceiling, we have a bunch of cool formations that we have not seen before in our tour. The reason being, we are now below a flat meadow. Before, we've been going into a side of a mountain, so now water comes straight down, collecting a bunch of calcium carbonate, or basically calcite crystals, just like those bugs, and eventually it makes it to this room so full of those minerals that it has to deposit them somewhere, which means before this time, where we've been going deeper to the side of the hill, water would just flow off the side, not entering the cave, so that's why we haven't seen that. But now, when the formation early little water droplets basically deposit minerals on the ceiling, it's called a stalactite. You can remember these because they stick tight to the ceiling. When they deposit these minerals on the ground, like these little nubs over here, this is a stalagmite. You can remember these because you might trip over them, because they don't get super large. I mean, we do have some pretty large ones back over there, which, I mean, you can't really trip over because, I mean, they're pretty big. It'll probably be like, I don't know, head level and all that, but still. And then when these two formations eventually get so large they get in the middle, like this right here, this is a column. Should be pretty easy to remember. And about 90% of our columns in our cave are actually broken because whatever it was connected to, or the bottom chunk of it, got so heavy it actually started to sink and shift in the cave, in the clay below it. After thousands and thousands of years of it kind of stretching, one day it just and broke. Love doing that in here. Oh, it sounds so sad. So yeah, about 90% of our columns are broken. And on this column, all the way up there, as we walk by, you'll notice there are some little crystals that look like they're defying gravity. Those are called halactites. They form when there is a microscopic hole or crack in the formation. Water seeps into that crack, kind of like I don't know. What am I saying? I don't know, like maybe like super gluing like a toy together, but basically water goes in, starts pushing calcite, kind of repairing it, but it basically basically repairs it and starts pushing calcite outwards, making a little spike, maybe about that big outwards. So yeah, pretty cool. They look really, really cool. And then when water flows down inside of the cave, it's called flowstone, right over here. And then when there is a crack in the ceiling, water seeps down that crack, slowly depositing minerals as it goes. I call it cave bacon. Some people call it cave ribbon because it looks like bacon and ribbon. We also have some right over there, like a big piece of bacon. But make sure you do not eat this bacon because calcite is actually harder than your teeth. So you'll probably chip a tooth trying. And if you were to just lick this calcite, not even just calcite in general, it is a natural laxative. So you'll probably have extreme, maybe even explosive diarrhea for the next 3 to 4 days. I do not recommend it. So yeah, do you guys have any questions about any of the formations? Oh, and also, these grow less than a cubic inch every 100 years. So it is a felony if you are to break one.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, are we all ready to continue? All right, perfect. Then you guys can follow me. Okay, make sure you guys watch your head and watch your step, especially over here because these formations do hang a little low. Now, if you walk by, you'll notice that some of the formations over here are broken. That's because before people knew how rare and how long these basically took to grow, they would basically snap off a chunk, maybe throw a rock at the center, take a chunk off, and take it home as a souvenir. But there's a large chunk of calcite, of a stalagmite missing. This actually happened naturally. Basically, when it was sinking, it fell down, making this little lip. And we know this, or we kind of guess this, because this chunk, we're estimating would have weighed about 400 pounds. So, yeah, this chunk, like right here, would have weighed about 400 pounds. I have to stand for 12 hours, I'm only at 10. Dang. Get close.
How do they put the light in there?
A lot of wiring. Alright, so at the top of the steps over here will be the highest point in our tour. Even though we are going to be about 25 to 30 feet above the gift shop, we'll still be over 110 feet below the surface, right up here. So you can kind of say it only goes downhill from here. I'm joking, we'll see some more cool formations. I think it only gets better from here on.
Whoa.
So that's all the way like later in our tour, like last 5 minutes basically. Some bugs crawled in for we had like this big open hole and all that. We usually have like the fan space, it's like a big air conditioner. But at one point it stopped and a bunch of like animals and like little bugs went in there. Probably animals, just like little ones and all that. We went in there, and since it wasn't any food, it went into like a hibernation state. They didn't move, and then they sucked up all the little flies, and then there was a little, basically, little pulling that and getting right up and release them. So, yeah. Pretty sure we had like 3 different little like bugs that we found, and I think 2 of them were named Fred. So, alright, so down the stairs we have 2 main formations. Our first main formation is our largest column in our cave, and the second largest column in the Black Hills, the Great Column, or what I like to call the Great Cave there. As you can see, the rock did sink and broke formation. And this formation never grew ever again for 2 main reasons. One, if you look right above where it's broken, it's shiny. That's not because it's wet, that's just a bunch of oil from people's hands. And the second reason is, it's not getting any more water, which is why in every other area, it looks all dry. So yeah, and the reason they would touch this, because they thought it was good luck to touch it, kiss it, and even lick it. But you guys already know, it is bad luck, or kind of bad luck even, and it is a very bad idea to lick it. And right up here, this is our wedding chapel. This is not the actual main formation, but the reason we call it is because many people have not married up here. The main formation is actually right above it. Again, we have 7 chimneys. This is one of them. Goes up another chimney all the way up there. This is actually said to be our largest chimney. You can't see. You guys see maybe about 25 feet up. It looks pretty cool, but most of the formations in there are actually ruined because they burnt tires underneath it, which makes a really thick black smoke. It grows up, attached to all the formations, and since it is just basically hydrophobic, just like our oils in our hands, it completely stopped the formation of any basically growth in there. So, yeah, most of the formations up there are broken. And there's a little puddle up there behind that, like our largest bug, or not bug, the stalagmite. Yes, there's a little puddle back there. So yeah, if you want to go up there, take a quick look. basically more formations are all like this, but vertical. And then, where? Oh, this? Yes. Oh, so when the water would come down, there was a little crack there. Have you ever like, you know, like how you have like a little mug or something like that? You like slowly pour it out and then like the water comes back at you? That's basically what it did. But it didn't really pour it. Just get it out of the ceiling and then it's kind of pour it all the way down, kind of slowly as it goes down.
It's a column being made.
Then the garlic just pulls it straight down. That's why it's super straight. Yeah.
And where was
But
the
make sure,
kid?
again, it is a national landmark.
The stuff from the car?
But eventually we'll be going back down the stairs, so make sure you guys, especially if the handles will take your time. Eventually we'll be going up into the image room, and then into the little side area where we will be going up a step ladder. It's about 7 steps, about 75-degree angle, like going up a ladder or like going up the steps of old school slide. These steps are a lot, the reason we call them step ladders is because the steps are larger and it does have railings on the side, but it is the angle of a ladder, so about 75-degree angle. If you do not want to go up it, there's a million reasons why. You can take a bypass back to the post office, wait there for about 5 minutes until we meet back up with you. Does anyone want to take the bypass? We're all good? Alright, perfect. You guys can follow me. So make sure you guys wash your hand, watch your step, especially right down there.
This is amazing.
So before we do these, there any questions at all? And also, I do want to mention, you're the only people indicated. So yeah. Yeah, if they completely forgot about us, which they did. It's 6, they've not us. If they would have forgotten about us, we would have already talked about it. So, it's not really. If the lights were going off, they just stay off. Pretty sure it's
That's going to be terrible, that video you're taking. Just let you know.
Thank you.
The video she's taking is going to come out terrible.
It is?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not light enough and you won't be able to see anything in it. You're just wasting memory.
Well, I have a ton of light areas, see? Trust me.
This is called the ladder.
Yep.
Used to it.
Oh no, this is the staircase.
What? Am I allowed to skip, like, right past you?
In just a minute, you can.
Is that so if you turn the lights out, you'll stub your toe?
I don't know. I think you need like a lot more light directly on it to like make it glow like that. But that's my first time like doing that today. It's like I've never done that before. It's like so crazy. But are we all okay to go up the step ladder? Yep. All good. Yep. Alright, perfect. You guys follow me again. Make sure you guys watch your step and watch your step.
Wait. Sanitize. That's back here.
You gonna crawl up there?
Yeah.
There might be ghosts down there, and they used to like stuff tour guys on there, put a rock over it, and like trap them in there. Yeah, they never did it for me. They used to do that a long time ago, like back in the 80s and all that, 90s. Before I was even born on it, so. They used to do them. They, like, feel in absolute dark, you just can't see, you're just stuck in your like, I can't get out of that.
So funny.
Probably would have been funny. Probably real funny.
And that's where you charge your cell phone, right?
I mean, there's a little light switch there. You can see me like change the lights, they can like turn them off and all that. Bam. So this room is the sardine can. In this room, if you had a full tour of 30 people, you stuffed everyone in here or more, which sometimes does happen. Today it hasn't because it's kind of a slow day. Basically, if you had a bunch of people in here, it's like getting stuffed in a can of sardines. That's why I call this sardine can. The next room we will be going in is very dangerous. I'll kind of tell you a little bit about it, but basically it is very wet, very slippery. There are lots of low-hanging ceilings, so make sure you guys watch your head and watch your step. Do y'all understand? Again, don't go like sneaking off anywhere. Don't get hurt. Use the handrails and don't touch anything. Yeah. Don't touch anything because there are a bunch of growing formations in here, which is why it's all wet. Are we all good?
Yep.
All right, perfect. You guys follow me. Again, we will be going up the step ladder. Then we'll kind of take a little break. All good? All right, follow me again. Make sure you guys watch your head and watch your step.
Is this the step ladder?
I didn't know this was that way,
I didn't realize it came with a 3 gym membership.
Oh, wow.
This is steep.
You know
Very.
how out of shape you really are. Oh, those are coming up.
There's a light back there.
I thought that was a baseball. I was like,
Should be rolling up. Not like
ugh. It looked like candle wax.
what does this stuff look like?
Seahorses and coral.
Seahorses.
Yeah, there's a sea dragon. Is what I meant.
What? More of those stalactites. Do you guys remember how they formed again? Little microscopic holes or cracks. Water goes into the cracks, pushes the calcite outwards. I have a bunch of little spikes everywhere. The person who found this room thought these formations looked like flowers, coral, put it together, floral. So now we have the floral room. But again, look at these will be the last formations in our tour. And in this entire area, it is very slippery. So make sure you guys watch for headache rock right here. A lot of people hit their head right up here and also right up here. So we have headache rock 1, headache rock 2, and behind me over here there is an area where there are no handrails. It kind of squeezes down a little bit tight. About the same as in the entrance, or not really the entrance tunnel, but the tunnel we went through, kind of tight area. My recommendation, since it is a little slippery, you gotta take 3 big steps. Don't like go super slow. It's kind of like a plane. If you go super slow, then you have risk of basically touching the cave wall or stalling. But if you go faster, well, not like sprinting fast, but if you go a little bit faster, take 3 big steps, you have less chance of touching the cave wall and basically stalling. So just like 2 or 3 big steps, and you should be able to get through. If you can, do not touch the cave walls. And if you don't touch the cave walls, we have some cave candy, or basically some melted chocolate over here. So,
Yay!
yeah. Are we all ready? Does anyone have any questions about any of these formations here? You all good? All right, perfect. Then you guys can follow me again. Make sure you guys watch your head and watch your step. It is very, very slippery.
This is where I have to watch my head.
Yeah, since you didn't touch the balls, you got some melted chocolate here you can kind of lick. If someone actually is like licks it to think it's chocolate, just make a sign, otherwise they don't say do not eat. Like, it is mud. Mud, don't eat. You see it, like come down to here, there's like a small cube with like a bunch of mud all over his face, like chocolate. That'd be pretty funny to see. Try second year. Well, second summer, not second year, but second summer. Alright, so these will kind of be the last steep steps, kind of worst steps of our tour. We'll be passing by the post office again. There's no one really over there. And we're just going to keep on walking until we get to the exit tunnel. And it's mostly just straight down. There's like 5 steps we have to go up, but they're kind of short steps. So we're all good. It's only downhill from here, and then we got to go a little up. But we're all good. Not a lot of steps left. You all good?
Yep.
Good. All right, perfect. Follow me. You guys are almost done.
Good stuff.
Looked like that before. Which is kind of weird because I've never noticed this. Why is this so wet?
Water?
I mean, yeah, it's water. But we're in an area where there are no formations, but there's like formations.
maybe
And I've
people.
never seen this before. Why is there a handrail up there? How have I never seen these things before?
Maybe people sprayed a water gun on it or something.
I've never seen that before. What are you? I like some.
Huh?
What are you doing?
No.
Gymnastics, you're like, Alright, so once you get down these stairs, there are no more stairs left of our tour. But I mean, we do have to go uphill, but no more stairs. Just more steps, no more stairs. So we should be all good, right?
Yep.
Now you guys basically did it. And since you guys did go up and down over 400 stairs, once we leave, over half a mile, you guys, once you leave, are gonna get, or if you want one, you're gonna get a Junior Caver sticker.
Yeah.
Which means if you take it, you're a Junior Caver.
Yeah.
So I call it a Junior Caver sticker. But this is our exit tunnel. This was blasted out back in 1969 using dynamite. Little fun fact is that they actually blasted into the cave instead of out of the cave.
Oh.
So if you guys are following me, I'm gonna do a little bit of walking and talking. First thing I'm gonna point out is our second adventure tour. Our first adventure tour was Fairyland Adventure Tour, and that was all the way back in the big room. I don't like talking about it because I've gone through there like 3 times, and every single time I go back there, it gets worse and worse for me personally. A lot of people like go back there more, and it's a lot of fun. In most areas, it is a lot of fun, but when you kind of just, because I mean, the reason I keep going back there is because there's a bunch of areas where you can take a nap. Oh my God, it's best back there. But basically, it's really wet and muddy. For the first time, it is really fun going kind of through the muddy areas, get all wet and all that. But once you go back there and then have to go through this, not so much fun. Because your legs hurt. It is a lot of fun, but after it's not a lot of fun because your legs hurt. But it is a lot of fun going through here just in general because this is Bookworm Alley. It's about a lot of crawling. I'm gonna just say that, a lot of crawling. And if you do want to go through the entirety of it, you have to go through an 8.5-inch hole. If you do want to know more about it, you're gonna have to wait till like next year. You have to be at least 12 years old to go back there and all that. But if you want to know more about it, I can kind of tell you about it once we leave. Next thing I'll point out, it's actually right up here. This is more of those bugs. This is actually where I found the bug. I'm gonna name him Fred. Found like right up there. It's like a little roly poly. Again, this is a bug. If it's out of a cave, it's a geode. In a cave, bug. Bug, geode. They're both made of calcite. They're both basically the same thing. And do you guys remember the upside down Badlands room?
Yeah.
There's a little hole up there. That's where that little hole up there connects to the upside down Badlands room. That's that shortcut I talked about. And that's how far you would have to go. I was talking about the right over there. And we have these drill holes. This actually shows you that they blasted in and kind of drilled in because they faced in that direction. The only way they could drill it and kind of blast through here like this is if they were going into the cave. So yeah, look at the little drill holes. There's a little bunch over there. I'm not too sure why they have all those little holes and all that, but that's actually how they drilled through there. So you can just imagine they drill all those little holes. They place a stick of dynamite each on the outside. The idea is a smaller piece of dynamite called a shaping charge to control the shape and size of the tunnel. In the middle, they use a larger piece of dynamite to kind of take out that area. And here we have some manganese with some more calcite crystals on top. So this is technically a bug, but if you were to touch this, the black stuff, it would stain your finger purple for again 2 to 3 weeks. Right over, kind of back over here. This is one of the 2 areas where they store the dynamite. You can see on the edge, and on the top, they use a smaller piece of dynamite, and then in the middle, they use a larger. And the reason we have like this little box here is because we like to plug in like some scary things and all that in here during Halloween, and to just scare people. A bunch of fun. We like scaring people during Halloween. And from what I've heard, it is a bunch of fun. Maybe not for the people who are like the tours.
I want to do that
but
on
the people who get to
Halloween.
scare the people and like the tour guides seems like it'd be a bunch of fun. So maybe come back in October.
Yay!
If you guys were wondering how we were able to basically power all these lights, no, we didn't use batteries. We just have a lot of basically concrete and clay covering all the little wires. And then right over here, so that would have been an area for like old lanterns and all that. And that's why there's like a bunch of little screws everywhere. They basically just hang lights there, and it can also help to like put stuff there, kind of scare people and all that. Maybe like cobwebs and all that to scare people. But yeah, right here, it was actually a test that we used to see if we fit a bunch of display cases. We can't, and from what I've heard, I'm not too sure if it's real or not, but it'd take a lot of time and it would suck. But that's just what I've heard. The reason we want like display cases in here is because, as you can see, there's not a whole lot in our exit tunnel, which is why we want basically a museum and a winery. Maybe not a winery. All we do know is that we have the perfect conditions for a winery. Basically, when you age wine normally in the wood barrels, you lose about 20 to 25%. If you did in the cave, 1, sell for more money because it's cave wine, and 2, we only lose about 5 to 10%. So more money. Yeah, and from what I've heard, they make an extra $15,000 extra from just like a normal winery. Here's that second year where they started the dynamite. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Pretty sure you guys did enjoy it. Did you guys enjoy it? You guys like it? Did you guys learn anything?
Yes.
Yes? Alright. Hopefully you guys learned something. I mean, I'm not a teacher. I'm just in high school and all that, so I'm not like a teacher. Hopefully you guys learned some things. Hopefully you guys liked seeing all the cool formations. And if you guys did maybe want to raid our cave, and be like, oh, the formations look cool, maybe they needed some work or something like that, maybe we need to add more stairs or maybe less stairs, we have a little yellow sign with a QR code. It says Radar Cave on the top. It's on the right hand side of the doors right before you guys leave the gift shop. You can scan the QR code. It's completely up to you, but maybe you can mention my name. Again, my name is Jackson, J-A-X-S, so might be like, oh, we're tour guide Jackson. Sure.
Look at that. That's the Devil's Tower right there. Look at that. Wow. Oh. That is sick.
Oh, Lorelai.
Oh wait, just stop. I'm filming. Look at that. It is the Devil's Tower. Look at that. Oh.
Okay.
I saw a bird flying.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay, so that's the one.
Ooh.
The book was talking about lichen.
Wow.
Lichen kind of looks like
Just.
mold.
Look at that. It looks so much better in real life, just so you know. If you think this is cool, you should see it in real life. Look at this. Wow. So many rocks. Wow. Look. Look for this climber right here. Can you see him? Yep, he's moving. Look at that view. Wow.
Watch is wanting to know if I stopped. Oh, right there in front of us.
Hi, Bunny.
Okay, look through this.
No, Bunny. Bunny. Hi, Bunny. Hi. Bunny. Bunny. It's a bunny.
Okay.
Bunny.
That's good. Let's stop.
Bunny.
We gotta keep going.
Okay. Bye, bye, Bunny. Isn't the bunny so freaking cute?
Yeah, but don't go petting. Okay.
Wow. We're so close to the freaking mountain.
That's pretty.
Sheesh.
Pretty tall.
Wow, we're so close to the freaking mountain. My goodness. We are about to touch the bottom of Devil's Mountain.
Where Grandpa is?
Yep.
Touch it there.
Yep. We are literally, there are so many rocks.
It's
See all
actually
the
part
rocks?
of the-
Sheesh. We can touch it.
Take a picture of it.
I just touched Devil's Tower.
Turn around.
Wow. We are literally, oh wow, do you see all those rocks? That big boulder right there. Wham. Wham. Look at all those. Look, you can literally like see the freaking debris from up there. This used to be on the mountain. I don't know where, but I'm touching something that could have been the top of Devil's Mountain. And a cheap way to say I touched the top of Devil's Mountain. Look at that huge boulder right there. Tons of debris right here. Wow. Wow. Is a ginormous piece of debris. Wow. Wow. I just touched Devil's Mountain. Whew. So this is apparently a column. See that? And as you looked up at Devil's Mountain, did you see how it was like sort of striped or columnized? This used to be on there. So, a literal piece of tree bark. They're like cut. I don't know. Not tree bark, trees. What am I thinking? Wow. So much debris. Look at that. If you guys can have time to pause that and read that, you can. Anyways, that is right there. Yeah. Just trying to let you guys experience this without having to leave your house. Wow. Look at that. Literally all the videos and all of the parts of this is just look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. You guys have got to get bored of this soon. I'm pretty sure this is gonna go nowhere with 35 hours of editing. You're probably just going to mute this because I'm just jibber-jattering. Devil's Tower. You guys want to read this? Here you go. I'm not putting all of the reading stuff here or else this would take so much longer, so. Look at that. This is so tiring. I can't. Oh, I said look at that again. Oh my goodness, I need to stop. That mile walk was torture. So I'm never doing that again. Do not expect that from me. Bye.